live. For our buddies just joining here, let us know in the chat, what is your favorite social media platform and why? I see a lot of Instagram and TikToks mostly. That's very interesting.
What's
Even
yours,
though like,
Grace?
oh, I forgot to share mine. I like all social media platforms, but specifically I like LinkedIn. It's because I get to like meet, I've like met a lot of people there, and Instagram as well. I like them because I've met the most interesting people from there. That's why. It's also fun. Like I feel like Instagram, you have to like stress about the visuals too much, and LinkedIn you can just do like text only. Cool, but we are live. So hi everyone. I'm Grace here joining here with us is Katrina from Adobe and Brenda from our events team. And before I kick it off, I'll share a couple of slides to just briefly introduce Design Buddies if this is your first Design Buddies event. And so welcome everyone. Yeah, so Design Buddies is a Discord community that I honestly randomly made in April of 2020 because I was in college, wanted some buddies in design, and here we are today, 2 years later. And so far, we've done a lot of wholesome, fun events, workshops, design challenges, and more with our buddies here. Welcome to connect with us on any of our social media platforms. And today, towards the end, and also on Discord right now, we also have a short design challenge where you do create a mood board in Express, and then you have like weeks to submit it, and you'll be eligible for a few one-year Creative Cloud subscription giveaways and one-on-ones with Katrina and members of the Adobe design team. So stick to the end to find out more. And just a quick house rules, events are recorded, and if you do not wish to be on Zoom, you can join our YouTube channel by just searching Design Buddies on YouTube. And feel free to engage in chat, so if anything any of our speakers say vibes with y'all, definitely feel free to chime in, respond to each other, chat with each other. It's just a really chill place. And we also have a networking sheet where you can like post your LinkedIn links or social media links, connect with each other, make those connections, get that bread. And for Q&A, we'll have it on Zoom, not Slido this time. And at the end, we also like to take group selfies. And you're also welcome to twin with us if you want your own Design Buddies Zoom backgrounds, which you can use anywhere. And if something resonates with you, feel free to post about it on social media, tag us. We always like to reshare on our Instagram stories and Twitter, and connect with each other, hop in Discord, have fun. And with that, I'll hand it over to Katrina.
Yay, thank you so much, Grace. That was super cool, the intro. Like I didn't know y'all had so many activities going on, and we've worked together in the past with Adobe XD, so excited your community is thriving and that people are here today and taking time out of your day to join us for this workshop. So hello everyone, my name is Katrina Torrijos and I am the Creative Cloud Express Evangelist. And when I explain my job to people who don't really know what an evangelist is, I explain it as like I'm an in-house creator for Adobe. So I do a lot of live workshops such as this one or live streams. I also make YouTube videos and like social media content for them, specifically around Creative Cloud Express. And another part of my job is to foster and build a community around the product. So that looks like answering questions, doing like workshops and Q&A sessions just like this, and really just helping people out and like providing any answers or like any help that I can possibly give to help y'all with navigating Creative Cloud Express. So that's how I like to describe my role. So think of it as like your friendly neighborhood Creative Cloud Express evangelist at Adobe, your friend, your design big sis. And on the side, I am a content creator on YouTube and on Twitch. I was a travel and lifestyle vlogger before Adobe, and I also am a gaming streamer on Twitch. I play a lot of like GTA roleplay and stuff like that, and Valorant, and I used to be an Animal Crossing streamer. So I do a lot of video and a lot of social media graphic making and stuff. And I am not a pro designer. I would like to point that out because Creative Cloud Express is a new tool from Adobe for creatives to help them quickly make standout content for their brands, their businesses, or even just for fun. So it's perfect for non-designers or non-pro designers such as myself, or those who are beginning their design journey and just need a little bit help in getting started. But it's also good for creative pros and pro designers, because, you know, I like to think of Creative Cloud Express as a light version of the Creative Cloud suite, because it pulls in the same power from like Acrobat, Premiere Pro, and Photoshop without having to go all the way into like the flagship app. So you don't have to really open up Photoshop all the way or Illustrator all the way if you don't want to, because we all know the Adobe products can use a lot of that CPU, you know? And it does take a lot of your resources to open up these programs, find the project that you're looking for, and then, you know, it takes a bit of time. So with Creative Cloud Express, it does sync with Creative Cloud Libraries, which I can talk about a little bit later if anyone has any questions about that. You can access project files that way, or like PNGs or something, take it from your CC libraries, put it into Creative Cloud Express, make a quick graphic with what you've made, and then be on your way. So it's really designed to just make creating a lot simpler for both beginners and C pros. Okay, so for today's workshop, we are going to be making standout social posts. And, you know, when with social media, I used to be a social media manager and stuff, and I post, I do the influencer things on the side as well. And I feel that, like, you know, the landscape is pretty saturated. There's a lot of content coming out there. It's kind of hard to get your stuff out there. So I find that the posts that I do notice that do well for me, at least, and for like my other creator friends, is if there's like a little bit of a twist in there, like people put in like their own spin on a post. Because let's face it, places like Instagram and stuff, it's just mindlessly scrolling. You know, people are just scrolling, hitting like, not even thinking about it. And we want people to stop, look at the post, flip through the carousel, and, you know, leave a comment or share with their friends. You know, that really is the goal. And yeah, so I think today we're going to be tackling a few simple post ideas that you could do. We're specifically going to talk about Instagram, but you can apply this to Twitter, your Facebook post, really anywhere that requires scrolling. Yeah, so just think of it in that way, even though I will be referencing Instagram specifically. Okay, so let's see if we have anything in chat. Brandon asked, hey, what rank are you in Valo? Oh my gosh. I believe I'm an Iron 3. I'm not very good, okay? I'm not as good, but you know, that's what it is. Victoria says, Animal Crossing, yay! Grace thing, Animal Crossing, yes. We got Animal Crossing. Nice. Okay, cool. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in chat. I'll be glancing over there periodically, and Grace, feel free to stop me too if you see a good question, and I can easily stop and answer the question on the spot. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and get started. Okay, cool. Can y'all see Creative Cloud Express? I think you can. Okay, cool. Okay, so this is Creative Cloud Express, and if you haven't seen it before, I don't want to go too deep into the product and the specifics of it, because, you know, we're here to make the social post and to jump right in. But here's the homepage for Creative Cloud Express. You get here by going to express.adobe.com. On browser, there's also a mobile app and an iPad app, and it's totally free to get started. All you need is an Adobe account, which is also completely free to make. And then there is like a what's it called? There is a premium membership. In US, it is $9.99 a month, and you get access to so many awesome features and a lot of things like the Adobe stock photo collection, Adobe fonts. There's just a lot of pluses that come with the premium membership. But I'll leave that for you to explore on your own. And if you have any questions, you can hit me up after the session on IG or anything like that. So yeah. Okay, so first we are going to tackle the first Instagram post idea. And so this one is a reminder post. So I have been seeing this almost everywhere on Instagram, like, you know, the little graphics with like an image and then like a little reminder graphic on it. So we're just going to go ahead and kind of recreate that. So we're just going to look for templates. Let's just look up reminder or something. Let's see what it pulls up. So like things like this. And the reason why I really love seeing these posts is because not only is it just like, oh, you could put something like really clever or something on here, but I feel like it's a really cool way to kind of showcase your work, but also like push like a message that you want to get out to your viewers. So for example, like if you have like graphic design work, like a pattern or background or photography you want to showcase, you can easily put it as the background. And then a reminder could be something like maybe an affirmation or like a message that you want to get out, or even it could be like reminder, RSVP to this event. And then back here could be like a little branding or background that you use on an event page or something like that, So it's definitely really creative way to put things out there. So we're just going to go ahead and recreate this. So first I want to resize it. So rule of thumb, especially with Instagram or really any platform, make sure that you are taking as much real estate as you can on the app. So like with Instagram, we love the square, but we also want it to be, what's it called? The Instagram portrait is the way to go because it's longer. Same thing with Pinterest, like landscape pins. They're okay, but I wouldn't recommend it. You want to go more portrait size and even longer because it just takes up more room on the page. So we're going to go with the portrait, and we're going to just select this whole thing. And I'm going to bring it down, and then we're going to replace the photo just by clicking on it. And then we're going to hit replace. And so it pulls up this photo panel here, which is awesome. And then as you can see, it already detects that this is pictures of water or waves, and then it'll just show us like recommended stuff from the Adobe Stock photo collection. You can also upload your own photos, and then you can also pull in from your Lightroom, which is a game changer because before I would have to download my Lightroom photos to my computer and then upload it to like wherever else I was doing it. So it was here before, I think, but now it's fully integrated with Lightroom. So if you're a photographer, this is perfect. It just pulls in all of your Lightroom libraries. You're going to click on whatever you need. This seems like a nice image. It's something I took in Santa Cruz, California. Super cool. And then for the reminder, for my own content, I really love, what's it called? Just being encouraging for beginner folks, because a lot of my own personal content is catering to folks who want to get started in their creative career. And, my audience needs a lot of affirmation that they're going in the right direction and stuff. So I'll put something like keep going. You are on the right track. I'm just going to resize it just by bringing in the sides and then dragging it here. And then taking this thing, bringing it down a little bit more. And then that's pretty much it. Download, hit OK. We're PNG, JPG, PDF if you're going to print, start download. Or if I do have the mobile app, so I can just download it on my phone. So that's on my phone and ready to post. And boom, that is the first Instagram post idea. This seems really easy to find and edit. It takes a bit more work to do this in Photoshop. Exactly, Brandon, because some of these shapes are actually like pre-made already. And I know in like Photoshop and Illustrator, sometimes you got to draw it yourself, like do the shape that you want and stuff. But Creative Cloud Express, like we literally, when we were creating this product, it's really community built. So a lot of our ambassadors and a lot of the feedback that we gathered when the product was called Adobe Spark before, we took all that, made this new iteration of Creative Cloud Express, and we're just really trying to make it community-led, community-driven, So all of the templates and like all of the shapes are all common things that folks has asked for in the past couple of years. So we try to take a lot of the guessing work out of what people would want, and reminder posts like this is pretty great. And it was something that we were seeing a lot happening on social media. So we added it in as a whole template and not just its own shape. So yeah. Okay. So that was the first one. Now we're going to move on to the second idea, which is a grid post. So this one is kind of, I would say it's not exactly a new idea, but I feel like it needs to be like reframed in a certain way because we have things like photo dumps and like, carousel posts. And I've noticed that with the mindless scrolling, a lot of your carousel posts do not get seen. I hate to be the one to break it to you, but it happens to me as well. Like I say like, oh, did you see like this photo library? And they're like, oh yeah, I saw that photo. And I was like, that was the first photo. Did you see the other ones? No. So this is a grid post idea that I found is really effective that you can eventually turn into a carousel post. So we're just going to start from blank again. And we're going to do the same thing. Going to one click resize this to Instagram portrait. Let's see. Let's look at the comments. My mother loves Creative Cloud Express. Nice. Your mom uses it, Grace?
Yeah, she does. She did like Adobe training with her work, and then
Mhm.
she made some flyers with it for a talk she was hosting.
Nice.
Yeah, she loved the text wrap in a sense.
Nice. Oh my gosh, Katrina says next you'll say not everyone watches my 20-part story post on IG. No. If the most, okay, honestly, the most engaged and loyal followers that you have, your top supporters will stick through the content no matter how long it is. That's a fact. But if you're trying to get new people, the goal is to get them within like the first couple slides or like, the first couple seconds, because attention span is so short. So if you follow, I think some of my favorite accounts, like Chris Do or like Designed by Shine, they usually start their carousel post with like the shock factor. Like I think there was one post that Chris Do put, it was something like your Instagram posts suck. And in little letters, and here's why. So just catching the people's attention like right from the get-go is like pretty, like a solid tip or a solid goal that you want to strive for, especially if you're trying to find a new audience. But if you have your loyal followers and your loyal audience people, then like, you shouldn't have to worry about that because they will follow you wherever you will be because they subscribed and they followed for you. Okay, so for this next post, we're going to do the grid. So we're going to go into background and we're going to actually make this into a 4-cell layout. So this is how you do the kind of collage kind of layout thing. And it's super easy. It just splits the canvas into 4 cells so that you don't have to manually like, drag things into place, make sure your lines are straight and stuff, because I am bad at that. I am bad at aligning things. And you're going to see a little bit of aligning work also here. So don't come for me, pro designers in this chat. Okay, so now we're going to add in some photos. So like what we did earlier, we're just going to click on the photo tab, going to pull it in from Lightroom. And then I have 4 different food photos here. I've been toying with the idea of opening a food Instagram. I haven't done it yet, but I do have 500 photos of my food sitting in my Lightroom library. So if you think I should open a food Instagram, let me know in chat, because I am I am lagging and I am scared. I don't know if I'm scared, but it's just one of those things that I'm thinking about doing, but not sure if I have the time to commit. So we're just going to add these photos just by clicking on it, going into Lightroom. I cannot remember what I last clicked. Oh my gosh. This one, and then one more. Photos, Lightroom. What is it? Oh, this one. This one's Korean fried chicken wings. Oh my God, yum. Okay. Now to snap these all to the cells or like to the different areas, you're just going to click on the photo, hit add to background, click on the photo, hit add to background. And then you can also move stuff around as well if like doesn't fit perfectly, just to frame it up. And like, you, even though I'm doing this with like mainly photos and stuff, I don't do a ton of like graphic design work. You can totally do this with your designs as well, or any like mock-ups or anything like that, just so you can display like the photos in your carousel on the first slide, and then you can go into like the second page, third and fourth page with like the full bleed images. Because if I feel like it's like a mind trick. You see an interesting photo and it's kind of small, you kind of want to see what it looks like up close, and you can like pinch and zoom and stuff. And at least that's my Instagram behavior. If I see something really small, like a little snapshot, I'll want to see it blown up a bit. So this is just like a nice way to like preview what is in your carousel. And then, okay, and then from there, this image is looking a little dark. It's not edited compared to these. So I'm just gonna click on it, and then under enhancements, I can adjust. I can do some like light photo editing in here. So I can pull in make it a little bit brighter, and then adding maybe a bit of contrast, some saturation. So you can definitely do some light photo editing in Creative Cloud Express, which is awesome because sometimes your girl forgets. Sometimes it's sitting in Lightroom and I think it's edited, but it's not. So yeah, and then you can do sharpen, make it a little sharp. And then yeah, that looks pretty good. Now the colors are boosted. I kind of want to switch these two because just to make it, oh wait, actually no, I want to switch these two. Yeah, okay. Just so it's like a little bit balanced because we have two bowls right here, you know. Just want to balance it out a little bit. Okay. Also, who remembers Dalgona coffee, right? That was like the beginning of the pandemic. I definitely did that trend on TikTok for sure. Okay. Cool. So now we're going to add in some cute little frames around this, give it like a little bit of a film aesthetic. So we're just going to go into design assets. And so these are kind of like, what's it called? Like little graphics and stickers and stuff you can add. There's also like effects, like what's it called? Like textures and overlays and stuff, so that you can just make the photo like pop even more. You can add frames, you can add brushes and stuff like that. And I don't know, it's just really, really nice things that'll, they're not like cheap, not like cheap graphics, but like the cheesy clip art. They're not clip art, okay? This is Adobe. So there are a lot more high quality like stickers and graphics that you can put in, and you can also manipulate. We have blend modes and stuff like that, so it's like not just you slapping on stickers on your design, like it'll actually look good. Okay, so let's look up some film frames. So we're going for like a little bit of a Polaroid kind of look. So let's go with this one. I think it's pretty cool. And then we're just going to line it up to the edges. Okay, so this is where the lining up part starts. Okay, don't come for me if I'm missing a pixel. Okay, I I am not perfect, and I also only have 25 minutes, so it will not be perfect. And all of you pro designers in this chat will do one hell of a lot better than me. So cool. And we're just going to duplicate that, bring it down here. Gosh, my hands are shaking. I haven't even looked at the chat yet, and my hands are already shaking. I'm so nervous. This is me projecting that there's judgment in chat without actually looking at it. So really, is it me judging me? It probably is. Okay, so we have some space here, so we can just zoom in and do a little more fine work. And I'm going to expose myself right now for this line work that is non-existent. But you know what? It's okay. It's all good. Oh my gosh, I still got this right here. Oh my gosh. Okay. Just doing some more of refining. Oh my gosh. When did this pop up? Okay. And then just making it touch as much as possible. Come on, you can do it. Just one more nudge. Let's go. Okay, cool. It is what it is. Okay, so here would be the second one, a nice cute little grid film aesthetic kind of post. You can also add in some overlays, we have some like film filter overlay thingies that you can add, which I will add one right now. So this one is one of my favorites. This one's like a rainbowy effect, just so I could like show y'all how it looks. So if I just put it here, and then I just let's just blast it right here. And then we are just going to adjust really the opacity. And as you can see, it added the screen blend mode already, but we also have multiply as well. And then we're just going to do this, give it like a little bit of like a film burn kind of effect. And there is a layers panel here. So just like in Photoshop, Illustrator, everything's in layers. So you can just take this layer, bring it under the frames so that the effect is like just on the photos. So something like that, that's kind of like how like the overlays and textures things kind of work. So yes, so that is post idea number 2. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's look at the chat. Let's look at, don't just get you doing great. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Your food IG stories is gonna be fire. I'm dead. No, I think of us as the mom from Mean Girls cheering you on. I love it. I love it. Grit is love, grit is life. Nice. Would you love to do this in another program? All good. You know, I'm all about the great thing about like Adobe and the community is like for us, we are very like people first. So if there's another tool that works better for you, go ahead and use it. You know, we don't want you to stop. We don't want to stop you from like your creativity. What works for you is what works for you, whether if it's Adobe or it's not. Of course, we'd love for it to be Adobe and we can support you in that journey. But, you know, at the end of the day, as long as you're creating, that's all that matters. So all good. Okay, so the last post idea we're going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to do some animations. So again, gets a little bit repetitive, but really that's how easy the program is. It's just I don't know how to explain it. When I do my classes on Thursdays and Fridays on Adobe Live, sometimes I actually end the stream really early because I'm just like, okay, well, this was a lot easier than I thought. You know, I thought it would take more time, but you know, that's really the nature and the goal that we wanted for Express was that we want you to go in, create what you need, then be on your way. So, okay, so this next post, we're going to do some animations. We're going to add in a photo, as you saw, super easy, pulling in from Lightroom. I'm a creature of habit of routine. This is what I do. And then we're going to take in a photo. So I did a work trip to Santa Barbara and I really wanted to create like a kind of like a postcardy kind of thing. So we're going to click this, snap it, add it to the background. It's already pre-edited, so it's fine. But you can add in extra edits or filters if you want. And then we're going to add in some text. So we're going to click add some text and it'll just pop up here. Gonna put it right here, I guess in the middle, or I don't know. We'll decide where it goes later. And then we're going to name it Santa Barbara. I'm just gonna type it in like that. And then the font is going to be, I want something like a little bit retro, a little bit beachy. So we're gonna go with, it's called Ganache. So the great thing about, what's it called? Let me back up. So with the great thing about fonts is that if for God words, okay, if you're a Creative Cloud Express user, you have access to 20,000 Adobe fonts, which you know normally you have to pay for, but you get it with Creative Cloud Express. You can also upload your own fonts and it'll save, or you can go into more fonts and then it's all categorized right here. So if you're not really a font person or like you don't know too much about fonts and you just trying to look for a really an aesthetic, you can go here and then everything's a lot more categorized and stuff. So lots of different options and different ways to explore the endless amounts of fonts. Okay. So we have Ganache. I love this font. When I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, this should be like my brand font or something because I love the vibes. Oh wait, actually, we're going to put it on 2 lines, but like offset. So you're going to click this, get rid of Barbara. Sorry, Barbara. Get rid of Santa. And now we are on 2 lines right here. And the reason why I like doing this is because I don't know, I really want to go for like the angled look, like how a lot of what's it called, postcards are like. I don't know if this is making any sense actually. It could just be talking to myself about this. Okay, so now I want to add some effects to the text. So all I have to do is just click on it, and I want to add like a little bit of a drop shadow, give it a little bit more retro vibes. So we're going to add a shadow, and then we're also going to add an outline. And it looks crazy right now, but once we adjust the colors, it's going to be perfection. Okay, so so we're just going to click on this, and then we're going to change the color. Let's say, let's have it match the sunset a little bit. So we'll go for like a yellow. Don't worry, trust the process. Trust the process. And then for the shadows, let's do something like a dark, like burnt orange or something. Something like that. Or wait, something darker. Darker. Like that. And then we can adjust the offset over here. Can make it bigger. And then we can also change the angle if we wanted to. And then the outline, we're just going to make it the same color. It already detects that. And boom, there's the first word. And I realized I messed up. I should just do this, duplicate the finished one, and then just change the word. This is really cute. Oh my God. Okay. And then we're just going to make it a little bit bigger. So this is great for like if you make travel content or something like that, or if you have like a plain like background design or pattern design that, I highly recommend not putting the text on the design and then just putting the text into Express, so that you can add some like animations or something like that. Okay, so we have something. Okay, this is good enough. And then we're going to add a text that says like, welcome to Santa Barbara. And then of course it's going to automatically be like, oh, you want the same font? So we're just going to change that. Welcome to, and we'll change it to, let's say, Fedora. I guess we can have a question in chat. What is your favorite font to use? Like if you were to pick a favorite font that you always gravitate to in your designs. I'd love to know. Mine is Open Sans. You ask anyone if I'm making a design or something, Open Sans all the way. Just the letter spacing. I'll put it at the top here. Oh wait, actually, let's do something more fun. Why am I not using Open Sans here? Oh wait, Fedora is cool too. Oh my God, this is cute. Welcome to Santa Barbara. Okay, well, roughly. It's supposed to fit here, but this word's not big enough. It's okay. For all intents and purposes, pretend it fits in there. I'm just nervous. Okay, cool. So now last thing I want to add is an icon. Let's add a cute little wave icon to put behind the words, just for a little bit more imagery and stuff. Oh, we have a railway, Space Grotesque. I love that. Montserrat is a great one. Lucinda, amazing. Poppins. I love Open Sans. Yes, Work Sans, Poppins, P Sans. Oh man, love that. Okay, let's look for a cute little wave. Oh my God, a hand wave. That's hilarious. Let's see if I can find a good one. I kind of want, okay, like this. I think like this one would be great. Oh, I love it. I love the movement on this. And we'll make this like a nice, like, kind of like a turquoisey kind of blue, maybe like a blue green or a teal. Something like that. That's cute. That's cute. And we can just put it here, and then let's stick it in the back. So you can also move things like this, like move up or move down layers, or you can manually just grab the icon and just move it. And then we're just going to place it somewhere like this. The thing with Creative Cloud Express is it's just a lot of playing. If you're getting started, if it's your first time using the product, it's a lot of experimenting, and it's a lot of just messing around until you get it right. So if there's a lot of refinement happening, yes. That is what's supposed to happen. And it's also there to like encourage what's it called? Discoverability, or like, it's supposed to make the whole process fun, really fast and fun. Because I am learning new things all the time. They're always making like constant like updates to Creative Cloud Express. So every time I open it, literally something new happens and I'm like, okay, gonna play with this now. Okay. Okay, I've been playing with this for like way too long, but okay. Let's call it a day. Do you ever do that? You just move things back and forth for like an hour? Because that's me. That's honestly me. Okay. So let's pretend this is the final product. And then so now for the animations, we're going to, oh, actually for color palettes as well. If you don't know, like if you just have no idea what colors you want to go for, I highly suggest checking out the color palette. It has the current template color palette up here, and it also has your brand colors if you make a brand kit on the home page. But there's also different color pairings and color suggestions, and you don't have to be married to like any of the color palettes as well. So if you're just messing with, like, let's say this one, you can shuffle until you see like a color combination that you want or that you're into. Or you can also sub out any of the colors as well. So if you like a color palette, but you think one of the colors is just not hitting, then you can easily just change it up. Yeah. So honestly, sometimes I'm just rotating through color palettes for like the longest time. And some of them are amazing, some of them not so great, but with Creative Cloud Express, like it just throws ideas at you. Maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't. But it's just really fun to explore. Now with I just totally messed up the original colors that I did, but that's okay. That is okay. It is a little late to undo all of this. This is a lot of pressing the undo button. But with the animation, you can also animate any of your text. So there's like the typewriter or the dynamic, where you can make the text like flicker or something like that. My personal favorite one is the color shuffle. So basically it's what I did with the color palette, except it shuffles the colors of everything and it turns it into like a nice little video file or something like that. And you can also animate the photos as well. You can have it blur, fade to a color, something like that. And it's just what's it called? It's just a nice touch to just make your post a lot more interesting, without ruining the quality of your post. So even if you have like a static image or like a static design and you just want to animate the text a little bit, it's totally fine to do. And I feel like it just adds a little extra oomph to your posts, it makes it a little bit more interesting, even though it's a little subtle, but it does make a big impact and a difference when people are scrolling through content. Okay. Cool. So that is pretty much it. That is 3 out of 3 Instagram posts. But I think we can go into Q&A now. And I just want to say thank you all so much for tuning into today's session. And I hope you learned some new tips or got any inspiration at all from this stream. You can connect with me on YouTube and Instagram at Katrina Torrijos. My DMs are open. Feel free to hit me up on there. And I'd totally be down to answer your questions and connect with you offline. So yes, now back to Grace.
Awesome, thank you. That was great. I love the animations and the colors and stuff as well. So I noted down some questions that y'all had on Zoom, but it would help if you could send them again in the chat. I was also taking some Instagram stories. That's why you might have seen me doing this.
Oh, nice.
And our first question, I just recorded some down. I might have missed some, but we'll see. So a question that we got pretty early on is, how is Express different than Canva? I know there's like the layers and stuff, but I was wondering if you can go more in depth into this.
Yeah, so that is a question we get a lot because a lot of people see that, our products are very similar. And if I were to pinpoint the exact difference, is that it's because Creative Cloud Express is part of the Adobe ecosystem, that you can easily work on something on Photoshop, Illustrator, export it on PNG, put in your CC libraries, and then open it in Creative Cloud Express. Like that is probably the most powerful tool really, without having to like download like your project file and stuff like that already, putting it into a brand new program, you know, so they actually communicate with each other, which is probably one of our biggest flexes. And then another thing is the collaboration piece. So let's say you're working on a social post or something, or you're collaborating with a pro designer. I can actually go into this a little bit and I can reshare my screen, but we do have like a feature called shared libraries. So someone could be working on something in Photoshop or Illustrator or whatever, and they can actually share a CC library with the Creative Cloud Express user so that they can both use the shared assets. So I can show an example of how this works. I'm going to reshare my screen again. Let's go for it. So one example is in libraries. I collaborated with a designer on a brand identity for one of our event series called the Dream Job Journey. And so what our designer did was she created all of these in like Photoshop and Illustrator, right? And then it's a live stream series on LinkedIn. So we have different starting soon screens, different CTAs. She even made like banner templates and stuff, and like story templates on all the social media graphics. And she just plopped them all in here. And when we click on it, it just pulls up a brand new project for us. So it's easy for us to like plug and place information, or, you know, any of the text, or changing the headshots or anything like that. And then on the flip side, she also broke down all of the assets. So this is everything she made in like, let's say Illustrator. She exported them as working PNGs, so that let's say there's a template that's not in the right size or something like that, we can create a brand new graphic from scratch, but still on brand using these individual elements. So that is, I would say, the second biggest flex that we have for Creative Cloud Express, is that now our pro designer community can now collaborate with those who are just beginning or don't have any design experience. And now we can come together and collaborate on a single project.
Awesome. I love how the apps are just like integrate with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, speaking of dream job, we actually have one coming up next week, hosted by Katrina. Yeah, with me and Kate, and we'll be talking about how we got into UX product design. I'll talk about how I got all my jobs without applying as well. So just a small teaser.
That'll be so much fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's cool. And you can share. So that answers the second question, I think. The third question is about the wave. Can you crop like images? I think it was towards the end of the Santa Barbara one. Like, how would you crop the wave, or like modify individual stickers that you have on your post?
So for the wave icons, actually, so we can't crop the icons. Like, I know it kind of runs off the page here. Oh, stop animation. So it kind of runs off the page here. So you can't crop icons because I like to think them as like a very, very light version of a vector graphic. So that's why you're able to like change the color and stuff like that, and really manipulate them without like losing quality and stuff like that. But however, with design assets, these are treated as image files. So let's say something like this illustration. So it behaves more like an image. And so this one, you can't really change the colors too much because, you know, like things are already set in stone. But there is a hacky way that the community has figured out, and that is just to add a filter to it. And then like you can just completely change the color of an asset. But these ones, since they are treated like image files, you can crop and shape them as well. So it really just depends. That is something we're working on cropping icons. But right now it's just design assets you can crop.
Nice, adding filters. That's cool. I do that sometimes too, to change color. Yeah. Next question. So Clado, I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. But they ask, are there any options for making LinkedIn cover photos?
For LinkedIn cover photos, yes, I believe there is a resize. There's LinkedIn blog posts. We have Facebook cover. We have Facebook event cover. Oh, here, LinkedIn profile cover. So you can totally just grab this, turn it into that dimension. But there are tons of templates that what's it called, that we have in our library. And if ever there's a template that you don't see, or there's something like, if you're ever like exploring and zero results come up, we do take template requests from the community as well as our ambassadors, or really from anywhere. And so it's really easy to just you can reach out to me and be like, hey Katrina, like it'd be great if you had a template for this. I can relay that to the design team, they'll whip something up, and then they'll make something just for the community. Like I said, feedback is really strong, especially since this product is still new, still malleable for the community. So we're taking all the feedback we can get.
Awesome. So anyone in Design Buddies, if you have like any template ideas, you can message Katrina. Awesome. Yeah, that's cool. And it's great. I encourage everyone to have a LinkedIn cover photo as well. Helps you stand out to make those connections and get that bread. And next question is from Mar is, how would you approach using Creative Cloud Express with Figma for prototyping? I guess, do you mean like making like, I also saw like a website template, or do you mind clarifying a little bit?
Yeah.
Oh, like website. Oh, like the prototyping websites?
I think what they mean is like kind of just like prototyping in general. So for Creative Cloud Express, it's mostly like for social media use cases and stuff. So there aren't really like any clean like XD or Figma to Creative Cloud Express like workflows quite yet. We're still exploring the possibility of like getting into prototyping and doing mock-ups and stuff like that. But I think the best way I would say would be to like, I don't know, this is a tough question. You stumped me, but what I've seen some of our UI UX users do is they kind of more use Creative Cloud Express to showcase like the case study. So they'll show like the prototype that they made in like either Figma or XD, and then put it on Creative Cloud Express template or something like that and show it off that way. But in terms of actual prototyping, I haven't seen anything yet. I mean, if you want to give it a try and be a trailblazer, go for it. There's a lot of opportunity there. And you'll definitely get noticed by like the XD team or the design team, and we'll probably be knocking on your door asking like, how'd you do this, and to like share with us and any of your ideas. So yeah, that's a great question.
I have seen a web page. I was like poking around that the other week, and I saw a web page.
Yeah,
when you press create new, there's a web page template.
Yes,
and a video template too.
So I can talk a little bit about these. So for the web page, actually, let's go into the brand kit. This one I didn't really touch on, but you can create a brand kit. You can upload like your logos, your colors and stuff. So you can upload a logo, your color, and your font. And it'll show like a little preview right here. It starts off with just one, but once you make a brand kit, you can go into like, this is what a finished one looks like. You can add in a lot more logos or any imagery. You can add more colors, more fonts. And then it has like these previews for page and video. So I will just show what a page template will look like. So we do have like a little bit of a web page builder kind of thing. And so this is like what it looks like. So you could put content on the page. You can like change the color of buttons. Of course, this is from like the brand kit perspective. So I'm just customizing how like the template will look. But to show you what a finished, quote unquote, finished web page looks like with content, this is kind of it. And all of this is customizable. You can change this image, you can change like this, what's it called, text or anything here, make lists, change the animation of like how things slide up, you can add borders, all that stuff. But I wouldn't say this is used for like prototyping. I would say it's more like a blog post or writing an article or something like that. So that's kind of how web pages is, and people like it. People like to use it for landing pages, which is great. And then you can also link this to your Behance or something like that if you want to like do resources, or post it on your LinkedIn. I believe I have a feature, a team member feature that's when it was a Spark page, an article there. So it's just nice to have like these kind of articles or a page like this to show off your work. And then for the video part, so we do have light like video editing. I wouldn't say it's like completely built out for like TikTokers or reel posters quite yet. We do have a different workflow, but this is for like absolute video editing beginners. So as you can see, it's very like slideshowy kind of like a situation. You can add text and you can add images, you can even add videos, but it's very like drag and drop. I wouldn't say it's too built out. You can add like music and transitions and stuff, but nothing like too crazy in my opinion. But the workaround for the video, I think actually that was a really bad representation of what it was. Let's go back. Let's see, let's call this demo. So it's very like it'll ask you what kind of story are you trying to tell or whatever, and then you just pick one that sounds similar, and then it gives you some quotes and stuff. And then as we saw earlier, it's like very drag and drop. It kind of tells you like, you know, the format of the video or something like that. You can add a voiceover, add video, text, photo, icon. There's different layouts. You can do a split screen if you wanted to. They just make the video editing part really easy and really for beginners. And there's also themes, which will change the color and the text. You can also resize to widescreen or square. I am working on getting a portrait size because that would be awesome. But right now it's just widescreen or square for this. And then we have like music. I believe it's sourced from Epidemic Sound, but don't quote me on that. But it is royalty-free music that you can use, or you can add your own music. So that is the Creative Cloud Express video. But for all of my folks who do Reels or TikToks, there is a second workflow where if you are subscribed to Creative Cloud Express, you do get access to Premiere Rush, which is our video editing app for mobile and desktop, which is like a light version of Premiere Pro. So on there, you can do the picture in picture. You can really manipulate the videos. It's a bit more advanced, but still easier to do, especially when making these kind of short form videos. And that's usually what our video creators do. So they'll like make the Reels covers or put like aesthetic text or stickers or something in Creative Cloud Express, export it as PNG or whatever, and then put it on their video, or, you know, really whatever they want to do. And then they do the whole video editing stuff in Premiere Rush and then put it on the app. And then also with Creative Cloud Express, you also get Photoshop Express for a light version of Photoshop on mobile.
Awesome.
That was a lot. That was a lot of
Yeah.
information. I'm getting caught in mouth just talking about this. It's a lot of stuff. So don't worry if none of this retains. There will be a replay, and you can also ask me after the session. That was a lot.
Yeah. Cool. I know we're almost at time. I think you have time for one more quick question. Does anyone have any questions? Otherwise, I noted another one down in the chat. By the way, I like how you said posted on LinkedIn, because I know a lot of people, like in the beginning, I noticed that some of y'all are scared of posting on LinkedIn. Like I used to be the same way, but I just started posting my art on LinkedIn and made a lot of new connections from there. So more art on LinkedIn, the better.
Yes.
Yeah. I guess that segues into our next question is, like, I know you're talking about how to grab people's attention in the beginning and how Chris Do is like, no one reads your carousels and stuff. So the question is like how to create like shock factors, or like, can a video be a good shock factors, or are there like notable examples of like good hooks that you've seen? Because I know you mentioned a lot of people like don't read your carousel. So any like ideas you can give our buddies to help their posts like just stand out more, help people like read through the whole thing?
To read through the whole thing, like if we're talking carousel wise, I think the biggest, I don't have any concrete examples like at the top of my head. I wish I prepared more for it, but maybe we can send out a little thing, a recap or something after Grace. But I would say at least for me, what helps me like go through carousel posts, like to stop and look and listen, is really like if, like, let's say if it's a graphic or like a text or what's it called, infographic kind of post, definitely bigger font the better, and like really simple, not too distracting or anything, and just like a really bold statement in the beginning. But if we're talking like photos or like more like design wise, just hinting that there is more. So like even small little triggers or like things like swipe through, like, hey, there's more. Like even with stories, it's like keep swiping for like the full story, because I noticed that a lot of people need to be reminded of these small things. Because even as like a video creator on like YouTube and on Twitch, there are a lot of people who forget to follow me on Twitch and who've been watching my streams for like an hour already, and they'll be like, oops, sorry, I forgot to follow you. So it's that constant reminder, like, hey, there's more, keep swiping, or like, don't forget to follow, don't forget to save or share with a friend, or having like a clear CTA. I believe like really, really helps out, because even with YouTube, people need to be reminded to subscribe or to like the video, because if you don't, they're not even thinking about it. They're just going to watch the video and be like, okay, cool, and then done, move on, and it's the same behavior on Instagram, even on TikTok as well. Like with TikTok, I feel like it's even worse, man. It's like what, 15-second video and then boom, next one, so it's just, yeah, it's just yeah, the constant reminders. And I also think with retention on video, storytelling is a big part of it as well, and really delivering on the value. So if you say you have a video on like top 5 Amazon products that you need to get right now, like make sure you deliver that promise within like the first couple of seconds, because the more you beat around the bush, then the more they're going to be like, all right, I don't got time for this, and then move on. Maybe they'll save it for later, but most of the time, if you're not delivering within like the first 5 seconds, they're gone already, and it sucks. It honestly sucks. So the faster you can get to the point of your video or the content, then the better it is that they'll stay retained for the whole thing.
Yeah, people have a very short attention span. It's important to make a good first impression, keep people on their toes as well, and retain them. Yeah, so the algorithm likes you. Like I noticed that people like carousels a lot because the amount of time people spend looking at your posts and scrolling through, Instagram like likes it more, and so it will promote it to your explore page. I've like tested this out. Like I posted like, I just like random Instagram trip, but I posted like my drawing and then the speed paint, so people like watch the whole 30-second video, and the algorithm really liked it. So
yeah, it's the same thing with YouTube. The longer you have people watching your videos, the more it'll be promoted to like the suggested videos on someone else's page and stuff. Like they really love watch time and retention rate. So that should be honestly, I think that should be like the number one goal or metric, instead of like likes or whatever. So
yeah, I agree. Engagement and how you retain people. I know we're at time, so we're gonna do a quick group photo, and for any of y'all, feel free to turn on your camera if you want. You have some Zoom backgrounds, and since our topic is about social media, at the end we like to encourage everyone to just like plug away in the chat, shamelessly promote yourself in any links you want, and connect with your buddies in the chat. So if you really just drop your links, connect with each other, follow each other, whatever platform you prefer, connect with each other on LinkedIn. Let's get this bread. And yeah, so I'll count down quick 10 seconds for everyone to turn on their camera. And this event is recorded. And we also have a giveaway in a really short, like simple design challenge with Express on Design Buddies. And so I will just like link that channel. I'll send an email with everything afterwards as well, but make sure to submit. The deadline is exactly 1 week from now, at the end. So like, yeah, like exactly March 30th at 6 p.m. Pacific time, wherever time zone you're watching this right now, do exactly 1 week. And we love to see what you create. With that, I'll count down 10 seconds. Feel free to like bring any object you want. I have a bear with me that I always bring. I also have Fluffle. Maybe I'll have Fluffle this time.
I have Taiwanese beer.
Oh, nice.
That's me.
Yeah, I also have like, I don't know. I have my microphone. I have a cinnamon roll AirPods case.
Scrunchy.
Nice. All right. Ready? Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Say Express.
Express.
Express. Awesome. Cool. Well, thank you all so much for coming. Oh, but I forgot. I realized I haven't hosted an event for weeks, so I got a little bit rusty, but we need to do our wave.
Wave?
Yeah, so at Design Buddies, we like to spice things up a little bit, and we typically don't see other communities do this, but towards the end of our event, we just like to like wave at the camera, and this goes on our Instagram stories.
Oh, I love that. Okay. I thought you meant actual like wave, like what they do at football games.
Oh, yeah, we can try that. But everything everyone in different orders.
The regular wave's cute.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Ready, set, wave. You can wave, you can dance, you can dab, or you can like react as an emote and you'll show up as well. So yeah, you can like dab, dance, whatever you want. Yeah, ready, set, wave. Hello, buddies. Thank you all so much for coming to our wonderful workshop on creating social media assets with Creative Cloud Express with our host, Trina, and moderator, Brenda. Make sure to check out the recording on YouTube channel. And as always, have a nice day. I almost said stay positive, test negative, but then I realized this joke is running old. I've been saying it since 2020.
You're hilarious.
Yeah. Hello. All right, cool. I know we're at time. Make sure to join us at our next event next week, actually. The event, I'll drop it again in the chat, but it's basically the event that we'll be hosting. It's the dream job journey one. I'll post it again in chat. Yeah, and UI UX. So if any of our UI UX design buddies can really join.